is topic number 2. Chapter 3 is topic number 3. However, the chapter 5, topic number 4. Chapter 6 is topic number 5. Chapter 7 is topic number 6 today. Okay, it's like that. Just for those who notice the topic name and topic number is not the same like chapter number in the book. Yes, because our arrangements like that. So today, can you see the slide before we start?
Yes, doctor.
Can you see this? Very good. Yes. What is the new topic today? Today is telecommunication, internet, and wireless technology. This is a communication in a business or right now. Companies, they cannot just use system. How they communicate with your branches, departments, even in a single department. How they can communicate? They cannot communicate without telecommunication. If you own a company or you work with a company, for sure in the future you have to do that, or any department. How they communicate from one branch to other branch through telecommunication or internet or wireless. Now we connect, for example, I connect from my laptop to wireless. To modem. Why? Because I would like to connect to attend to the class. So these technologies for connecting telecom, internet, and wireless or wire also is very important for communication. Very important for communication. Do you still remember the chapter of IT hardware and software? IT infrastructure. Yes, we see that 5 components of IT: hardware, software, networks. This network is one of the very important components. Why? Because if you didn't have a network could be wireless, could be wire, connectivity through telecom or through internet, mobile. All of these are a network. We cannot accomplish our part or our job unless we have this part of IT or IT infrastructure. Maybe we have software, we have hardware, but connectivity is very important. Also, database. We took that last week. Database and how we manage our database, right? Have you finished database chapter?
I think yes, doctor.
So what would database talking about? Anyone? I think we talked about rational, and we talk about we call it relational and non-relational, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Data mining, multidimensional. Good, right? Anyway, yes, we have finished that. We have finished just to make sure that you are okay. Yes, business intelligence. This one, business intelligence, technology infrastructure. How we to build our business intelligence that can help to improve decision making. Today is network. How our branches, departments, even in UUM. I think those who came to UUM, we have different branches. Different building departments in Kuala Lumpur. How they connect? We have a network. Our students in a campus, you connect to wireless as a guest, free. Anywhere you go, you'll find wireless. You know that? Yes, internet free. During my time, when I used to be students in 2009, I used to start my PhD. No many access points like that. No many and internet access point. If you would like to have a free internet, we go to library. So later you can find now internet in every place, in every department, in every building. Also your principals, your accommodation, you have internet. So now connectivity is very strong in UAM. You connect to internet. Also companies, they have to have that to connect with their branches department and also with their partners, with their suppliers, customers, all of these through this network. For sure, we could have technology like hardware, software, database that we took last week. This one is very important. What is it? Network. And also we will take service or maintenance or security. The next chapter is the security. So this is very important for IT infrastructure. Well, what we are going to learn in this chapter, we are going to understand what is the component of telecommunications networks, the component of the networks, and the networks technologies or the key networking technologies, small or simple network, large network, what are the components? And also, as we see, the different type of components. Internet and internet technology work and how that internet support e-business. E-business now depends on connectivity. If you don't have internet, if you don't have connectivity and telecommunication, wireless, all that networking, connectivity, technology, this one support e-business. What are principal technologies and standards for wireless? Yes, wireless. Wireless is a one-off technology that support connectivity. No need to be plugged into the wire. You can connect to internet, but also you have to consider security internet. Access to internet, all of that is very important. And how MIS or information system skills help you in your career. Very sure. That will support your competitiveness when you would like to get a job. Let's start. Networking and communication trends. What we mean by that? We mean that from time to time we have a new trends in connectivity and network. That companies how they communicate, new technologies, and for sure we have some kind of things like convergent, how the connectivity, how a network and communication change. We can explain that through convergence. How the connectivity change from analog to digital. Now we have a digital. The way of communicating is a digital, not like a Tokuwiki. Tokuwiki is analog or radio analog. So telephone networks and computer networks converging into single digital network using what? Internet standards. Brand or broadband. Broadband also is a one of technology that make you to connect either individual or companies. For in the United States of America, the broadband is very important for them to connect to internet. Or this is the majority of US citizens or internet users have broadband access. Why? I tell you why. Because the United States is a very big state and a very wide country. They cannot build infrastructure like that. So they connect to the internet through a broadband, much easier because you have to build infrastructure is this hard. Okay? So it's my voice is clear. I am using this one. New technology.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, I have this one already 1 year, but I just tried today because you see, small one, just 30 ringgit. But it's okay. So you see, my sound is okay, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
If anything happened, when If in case my sound you couldn't hear, you just inform me, okay? As we said, networking and communication trends is wireless. Mostly is wireless, and how did it change the way of communicating from analog to the digital, from the wave to the digital, become more digital network or single digital networks. Broadband wireless, listen voices, data communications are increasingly taking place of broadband wireless platforms. This is mostly in broadband wireless. Now, what is a computer network? Computer networks means we have one or two or more computers connected together in a department. I tell you, when your computer, for example, you are working in a department, two computers in a department connected to printer, connected to printer. What we mean by that? This one is simple network. Simple network. When we have in our department, small department, we have the computer, printer, fax, and we have a connectivity wires to the printer. This one is simple network. What are the components of the simple network? Client and server computers. This one is network. Client and server computers. Network interface. Connection medium, network operating system, NOS, hub, switch, routers. You see this one? This are the components of simple and computer network. And a simple computer network. These are the components. We have a PC, two PC, right? Connect to the switch. Switch also, because we have a network in OS as a server, we connect to the switch also, switch that connect more devices. We connect it to the router, and through router we connect to internet. This is what we mean by simple components network. So what is SDN? SDN, it is a software that defines the networking. SDN represents the functions of switches and routers managed by central program to help connectivity. So this is the simple computer network. Let's go to the large components. When we understand what is this component of the network, simple or large, it becomes easier for us to understand these components easily, and to understand how it look like. This corporate network infrastructure, or we call that for whole corporate, for UUM. These are the components. We have connectivity through mobile telephones, right? We have connectivity to internet through internet service provider like TM, and we have also connectivity to internet, wireless internet service provider. But at the same time, how we connect through access point? Access point in UUM through TM, but we have access points that we can work or wireless LAN. At the same time, for some companies, they don't have infrastructure there to them to connect to internet. They have to bring T1 or any kind of, or any DSL. Sometimes you cannot bring DSL. They have to bring something different. I don't know what you call it here in Malaysia. T1. T1 that link your corporate or your factory, because it is away from the town, from infrastructure. We call that wireless internet service provider, provide you to connect to internet. Yes, this one could be the usage of internet is much higher than TM. Why? Because it is a wireless. But now there is a high competition, so it will be reflected in lower price. So anyway, the component of network or a corporate network or a large network or that for any company We can see that LANs or local area network for a simple network. In the large companies networks, we have many LANs. Many LANs. LANs stand for local area networks. Like for example, in our department, in our school, STML, it is a LAN. In the office or main office of our STML, it is a LAN. Why? Because we connect to what? We connect to the printer. All the facilities are connected there. All the department is connected to the printers. It is a simple network in the simple office. But in a large company means we have a different LANs. In all office, we have a LANs that compound a large companies. So various power servers, yes, for sure. Large company, they have a website, they have a corporate intranet, extranet, back-end systems. All of that need servers. You can notice here. How many servers? We have corporate website in intranet and extranet servers. How they communicate? These have server. When you register, sometimes you add and drop. You have to register through the server. Okay. You can notice that how we can make connectivity to internet. We have to have a web server, and then we have to have a database server or corporate server. We cannot go direct. How we go direct to the database? We are a client. We are a user. We use thin client server. How we connect to internet? We connect through web server. How we connect to other company? Database, we have to go through database server, or we call that corporate server. So the corporate server allow us to connect to database. So servers is very important part here. So various power servers is very important. Mobile wireless LAN. Mobile wireless LAN, yes, for sure. This one, mobile phones, smartphones, they connect also to the service provider. As we say that could be, yes, could be like TM, like Salicom. How we connect to internet? For example, our what do you call it? Our phones. How we connect? Do you have a Silicom? I think you have a Silicom. And by the way, I would like to ask you, do you have a free internet?
I'm sorry, sir. What?
Do you have a free internet?
Yes.
Is it from 8 morning until 6 evening?
Again, sir.
What type of a free internet you are provided?
Intranet.
No, internet. Internet that you get free internet from service internet provider here in Malaysia.
Yes.
What company?
YES. Yes.
Yes, last time I sent you the same brochure, right? That one.
You mobile.
Yes, company. Yes, anyway, okay, at least you have that. So you connect through telephone system to internet. If you use that mobile phone or smartphone that connect to internet, you are using telephone service provider to connect to them. TM, yes, that connect a corporate or connect a factory that is using TM or type of internet like TN or something like that. Normally provided by TM, but it is wireless, like a wireless internet provider. TM they provide that. Previously, they provide Newtaman. When you stay in Newtaman, the TM infrastructure sometimes not established. How to connect to internet? People like to get internet at their homes using TN or using not Wi-Fi. It is like to have in their house, they have to have it online. Now, what is a key digital networking technologies? We have a key digital here. Many times we told you, client server computing. It is one of technologies that how we connect. Client server computing between client and server. Okay? Between client and server. We see that we have a client here connect to the server. This is a client server computing. This one is distributed computing model among client and the server, among computer here and that's computer server, the server themselves. Clients linked through a network controlled by a network server computer. Also, the server set roles of communication for a network and provides every client with an address so others can find it on the network. How we connect in our company, how we connect to internet, we give through a server. Or how we connect to the database, we connect through server. Okay? Has largely replaced centralized mainframe computing. Yes, client computing is now the dominant technology or trends that in the network we use. How we connect to internet? Through client server computing, protocols and technology. How we connect for example, normally I explain that through a lab that we have in a building. We have a labs, computer labs, for example, and in every school they have 2 or more computer lab. Why? When we have something practical or we have to be online with our students, we have classes there. So what happened? When we have in a one row 40 computers, we cannot connect to internet direct. We connect through a server. The server you can find a box there in the row, all computers connected there to the server. This is a standardized client server computing. The same thing. How to connect to internet? How we connect to the company? We are a client. When we connect through TM, they have their server, thousands or maybe hundreds or millions of subscribers. Everyone is client, but they have their server. TM, yes company, they have their own server. Yes, own server, maybe 2 more servers, but they are integrated together. Why? Because you are a client. How you connect to internet? You have to connect to the company server. So the company server provide you internet to connect to internet. You cannot connect direct. Your chip on a smartphone is a client. Your company is the server there in that company. Through that server, you connect to internet. So the process is client server computing. So that client server computing replaced the previous one. Previous one was using old technology. It is a centralized mainframe computing. Mainframe, it was very expensive. That server came to replace that. The internet, which we know, it's the largest implementation of a client server computing. Client server client computing. Now, how we send, how the message send, we connect to internet, right? Through client server computing. We connect to internet. What will happen? How our email, we send our email, how? How we send our email? We have to have email, right? And we have to log into email and we have to have other accounts. How we send that message? We have a technology, packet switching. We call that key digital networking technologies. One is a packet switching, like this one. Packet switched networks and a packet communication. When we send email, we cannot send it as a whole. We cannot send it as a whole. that email or a message divided into three parts. Yes, for sure. The first part contain the number or details how to reassemble again. For example, here you see in the left is a packet number, message number, destination. In this blue color, we call it the data. These are two parts also. How we send? We send in the packet. In the packets, so we have three packets: packet 1, packet 2, packet 3. But in the packet 1, we have to have all data. We have to have a number or the destination number there. So we send again. We send it through packets to the destination. That destination, what do you do? You do reassembly message again. Do you know? Packet 1 is the header or is the leader of the message. This is a packet switching. So the method of slicing the digital messages into parcels or packets, sending the packets along different communication paths. As they become available, then reassembling packets at destination or the receiver. Previous circuit switched networks require assembly of a complete point-to-point circuits. The packet switching is much more efficient than before. Why? Because it uses network's communication capacity better than before. Key digital network technologies also, yes, we have a packet switching, we have classical computing, and also we have TCP or IP. TCP, IP. What is that? Transmission Control Protocol. Internet protocol. We cannot communicate with other application, with other device unless we have this one. What is this? You are a computer A, right? Or you are smartphone A. You have smartphone. How to send to the other phone? From A to B. You have to have these layers. One. For sure, how we can send a message from one WhatsApp to other WhatsApp? If we would like to send the WhatsApp from here, we have to send to other company or to other device WhatsApp. What they have to have? They have to have application. So the computer A, we send the message from application. Computer B, they have to have application for sure there. But before I send any message, we have to know that 4 layers. This layers is very important that enable me to send the message to other computer. At the same time, I create a message through application. I transpose that message to internet through my internet or network interface. My message will arrive to computer B through network interface. So the network interface is the joining between computer A and computer B. A network interface through internet transport an application. It's not easy just go like that. If you send a message in a WhatsApp or if you send a message in an email, go through these layers. For sure, they do packet switching when you send the message. But how is doing that? This is layers is very important. What we mean by protocol? Protocol is a rules that govern transmission of information between 2 points, 2 computers, 2 smartphones. That's protocol. Now, how you do? How we transfer money from one bank to other bank? We have to establish protocol. I want to tell you something. Every time I tell my students about this example. When I used to do my degree, before 20 years, we have emails like Hotmail and Yahoo. And we have friends and some doctors, they have Hotmail email and some of them, they have Yahoo. It was rarely that they have their own email in the university level. Now you have email in university level. That's mean under your matric number or name with you as a student. You will mention that student, blah, blah, blah. Previously, it was hard. So that professors, they use email through Yahoo or Hotmail. We cannot send email at that time from Yahoo to Hotmail. We have to send from Hotmail to Hotmail. But for a certain time, but they develop protocols that if you send email from Yahoo, could be received from Hotmail. How they do that? Through protocols. When you transfer money from this bank to other bank, how we can transfer that? They already have protocol coding, protocol in their system. So you receive, because you are sharing, that bank sharing a digital or client database. Top security, high security should be there. So when you transfer money from one account to other account, should be like that. So a transmission control protocol, internet protocol, is a common worldwide standard. And it is the basis for the internet. So how that communicates go through application layer, transport layers, internet layers, and network interface layers. This figure explain to you how the transmission control look like and internet protocol, and also how we connect from one device to other device. Should have these things. Now, what is the type of networks? What is the type of networks? How many types? There are many types of internet of a network. But how we can use that? We have a local area network, we have a wide area network. We call that LAN, one man can. How we do that? What's the difference between them? Local area network is client server via peer-to-peer. Mostly they use client server computing to do that. Or some they are still use peer-to-peer network. For small office you use LAN. But wide area network we call it WAN. Metropolitan area like cities, we call it MAN. Campus area networks, we call that campus, like for a university, a campus. But what we mean by digital, we told you that we have a convergence and new trends of technology, that communication changed from analog to digital. Yes, become 001, become a numbers, no analog like before. When they changed a communication to analog, it became easier to connect to other devices. For example, how we could use analog, but how we can change that analog to digital? Become what? Become much easier to connect to the smartphone, to the laptops, tabs. How we do that? We have a modem, right? How we connect to a computer? For example, you have internet, right? Internet connect through analog, wireless analog. You have a computer. How you connect to that internet or any analog devices? A modem. A modem is very important. How we connect to internet? We have to have a modem. That help to connect to internet. A technology transferring analog to a digital signals. We call that is a modem. That means translate the digital signals into analog form, or vice versa, from analog to the digital. Become easier to connect computers and digital devices when we have or receiving that connectivity from analog devices. At the same time, when we see it from a digital, now how I connect my laptop now connect to internet, right? How I connect to internet, I have a modem. How I receive from others through internet, I receive that. How I send now my voice, I send everything through a modem because I am using a computer. So this is a beauty of new trends of technology and communication. It becomes much more easier. Now we have 5G, and they are also start talking about 6G. Why? This new technology and communication make it more fast for rising new things, new technologies, new ideas that can help and support humankind. As we see this figure to show you the modem, how they change from analog to digital or from digital to analog. We have to have a modem. I know everyone or most of you have modem at your home. Transmission media and transmission speed. How we transmit and to what speed, to what extent that speed. So physical transmission media means we have a wires, we have wireless, we have different types. Now you have Unify. We use fiber optic cable. So how we transfer or how we connect to internet, we have wires, we have wireless. But in a wire, we have different type of wires. We call that twisted pair wire or Cat5. Coaxial cable that we connect and we use to connect data when we build the network. Fiber optic cable, how we connect to internet. Now TM, a few years back, they start to change to Unify, right? So they use fiber optic. Fiber optic is a very fast or can help to make a very fast communication because it is a fiber optic. Wireless transmission also could be used as a media to do a transmission, but in different speeds. Normally, previously, when we prefer transmission, we prefer to have a wire, a cable to connect to our computers because the speed is very high. And from time to time, the wireless connectivity improved in the speed. And for sure, we have to consider security in the wireless. So a wireless transmission media and devices through satellite or cellular system. Cellular system is a phone system. This is cellular system or satellites. How we connect to internet through satellites. Transmission speed could be based on bits per second or BPs or megahertz or hertz, we call that. Also a bandwidth. This is a speed. So to what extent that we could measure our speed or transmission speed for our cables or transmission media? It depends. Normally, fiber optic is much faster than wireless, but now wireless don't like before. The speed is increased. The speed capability increased. Now, internet. Oh, it is a common question that we have to ask you that. Internet, you know what is internet? Internet, a world's most extensive network. Internet is a network, but it is most extensive network. How we connect to internet? We have to have internet service providers. How we connect to internet now? I connect to internet. I have two ISP. I have TM ISP. Why? Because I have to make sure that I connect my home connect to internet. How to reach my students? I have to have this high-speed connectivity. At the same time, I have TM connect, okay? You see, TM through my mobile. You have yes connectivity. Through that, you have NLS provider. That ISP, the internet service provider, they provide connectivity to internet. But you put this one underline and the but in different speed. Why I have two internet service provider? Because in TM I prefer speed because I use a Unify. Unify become easier to connect with my students. So I think I perform one class in my office. My office is a little far. Wireless, I use plug there in my office in UAM. Now I use wireless because my internet is good. So my Unify is very strong. That's why when MCO came, many people are suffering how to deliver classes from their home. Yes. But those who change their DSL to or WiMAX to Unify, their speeds become higher. So types of internet connectivity is a deal up. This is very long time, 56 bits, kilobyte per second. It was sad, long time to connect to internet. It takes long time. Or DSL, fuse lines, that speed until 40 megabyte per second. Now cable internet connectivity from 1 up to 50 megabytes per second. Satellite through satellite. This is also. And T1, T3 lines, as we told you, this one can help to connect to internet for a certain range, 1.54 or 45 megabyte per second. This one is good for companies to establish that T1 or to have or to subscribe for to T1 to allow them to log into this to a network, to internet, because they are away from infrastructure. Satellite also. I think TM, they provide this service. I don't know, they still provide that T1 lines or T3 lines, just like that. Internet addressing and architecture. How internet looks like. How internet looks like, how we connect, how to build our system, not system, how to build our page, how we connect to internet. We have each device. How you connect to internet? We have to have IP address. How I connect now to internet? My computer is having IP address. My device also having IP address. So what's IP address? The modem give that. So my smartphone now connect to internet. My laptop connect to internet. They have different IP address. Why? Because it's different service provider, different technique. While my devices are the same in the same place, this IP address is different. Why? Because TM, they have based on their location and their database and their network. That IP address belong to that person. For me, because I have internet, I have subscribed to the internet. So they know my IP address to connect to internet is that person based on his subscription. At the same time, I connect to TM. They know that in the cell here in Changloon, we have an internet or antenna. That number belongs to that person in the circle area in that cell. In that cell, for example, in each place we have a cell. What part of the cell? So how we connect to internet? It will be known through IP address. So each device on the internet assigned internet protocol address. What is this address? This is IP address 20746250119. This is 32-bit numbers. The domain name system. What is the DSN? Domain name system like that. You see? Top level domain like edu, commercial, government, organization, net, or any other domain that could be established. Okay? What we have here, what's the domain name system, DSN? That DSN converts IP address to domain name. So DSN convert the name here. The name you have 32-bit name. Convert it to the domain name. We cannot use numbers. We have to change that to the domain name. Yes, should be in a hierarchical structure like that. Dot. When we see dot, is internet root domain. For example, the first one, like www, and then the name of the company, dot means I start to dominate or to mention the domain of that company. It could be dot government. I start to see that this one is belong to government. Dot Malaysia, that's mean in Malaysia. Dot YE, this is in Yemen. Dot Joe, this is in Jordan. It's like that. WW, for example, UUM is not a company. Dot edu, right? Let me show you. Okay. Here. Can you see this one? Do you see here? We have a portal here. You see this one? Can you see?
Yes,
Portal 4.um. Wow. What is this? This is we mean by domain name. UUM is the company. Dot start to mention what's the domain name, what's the hierarchy. Edu, that's mean in education. That's mean in education. Okay? That's mean in education. Dot my here is for Malaysia. So other country, they have different domain name. But the category, they have mostly that category everywhere. But how we can classify that education did in what country? So we use it like that. Okay? Yes, I can add you. I know. Don't worry, I will add you. So any question? We add you at the end of class, not now.
Sir.
Yes.
Admin Nur Azin Hanis.
Huh?
My connection low.
Okay, we'll add you. If at the end of class, you have to remind me, okay? Not now. Okay. Now let's go back to our chapter. What is the domain name? Domain names look like that. Dot is root domain. What's the root domain? That means we start from a dot. But UUM, it is the company name. Dot, we start to develop the root. We have edu, com. Com is a commercial. Com is a commercial. Gov is a government. Org is organization. Net, it is a foreign newspaper, net, information, informative one. Other domains, it depends on that. So this abbreviation belong to a top level domain. What is a second level? For example, here commercial, Expedia, Google, so on, becomes a second level. For example, Gov, Congress, belongs, that means a part of Gov Congress or .congress, second level domain. Sales, for example, sales.google.com. You see? This is a third level domain hosted. Sales, Google, commercial. See? So, how we connect that sales through computer to the sales, Google, and then commercial, like that. How they use the domain name in general, you see, we have here, we have the number or IP address. We don't use this IP address, we use the domain name in that form. It depends on our company, or it depends on the company or the organization or the government office to choose their domain, to choose their top level domain. A second level and the third level, it depends on the sector or field, or we can the nature of job. Belong to government, belong to the commercial part, or belong as a institute or a university for education, under education, high level domain. Now, internet infrastructure and governance. How it's look like? You see, internet infrastructures look like that. You are here. Your office is here. Campus network, everything here. How to connect? You have a network, we call that Edu, and you connect backbone, regional hosts, T1, for example, T1 line, connect to internet. Same like here, you have a home or client IP address that connect from home, because you have offices or campus, you have home. Regular phone line, you connect to internet, domain, local ISP, internet service provider, normal. So, how we could, this is to tell you if internet structure, the connectivity to internet structure. So what is internet architect and governance? Network service providers, those who provide the service. What we mean, that service providers, they have trunk lines that subscriber can take with high-speed backbone networks. For example, regional telephone and cable TV companies, they provide connectivity, regional and local access, but internet or wireless provide with a high connectivity. What's the professional organization and companies what they do? We establish internet standards. This kind of standards help to connect easier. Can you see the slides now?
Yes, sir.
Can you see? You can see the slides.
Yes, sir, can.
So what is the backbone here? Backbone here is how we connect the internet in the different ways and different type of technologies. Now, internet and the future in internet, IPv6 now. Why IPv6 becomes easier to use Internet of Things? Means any item connecting everything. We call that TOI. IoT, Internet of Things. That means every device that should be connected or could be connected to internet. How many devices at your home? We have many devices. We can connect the fridge, TV, icon, lamp, even bed. How to do bed, washing machine, as we said, fridge, oven. All that parts could be connected to internet. We call that Internet of Things. But how we can connect them? We have to have a strong connectivity and strong providers of IP addresses, because any device connected to internet should have or should have IP address. IPv5 cannot do that. Now we have IPv6. The IPv6 can help to connect things to internet. Why? Because that IPv6 provide more than quadrillion new addresses. But IPv5 provide billion of addresses, not enough. Billion of addresses, billions. This IPv6 provide quadrillion. Like when we see 1,000, when we see billion, this means 1,000, for example. Comparing billion to 1,000 to billion, you imagine that. Thousands more times times than IPv5. Imagine to what extent that IPv6 provide more IP addresses than IPv5. So IPv6 is a new addressing scheme for IP numbers. Provide more than quadrillion new addresses not compatible with the current IPv5 addressing. So a new way of addressing. What's Internet 2? Internet 2 is advanced networking consortium. That internet, why we see Internet 2? Internet 2, that means how to do one-to-one communication, interaction, very fast responding with supported things. For example, we do classes online. So Internet 2 is advanced networking consortium for universities, businesses, governments, agencies, or other institutions. Developed high capacity. Internet 2 developed high capacity 1 gigabyte testing a network. That Internet 2 also testing a leading edge new technology for Internet. Internet 2 is much better. That can support a lot of things, can create a lot of business opportunities, can make more collaboration, to build a more collaboration way, especially in teaching, communication, businesses. Yes, you can connect very fast and in more effective and efficient way. Internet services and communication tools. What are these? What internet services? A lot. We practice them every day, but we cannot. If we ask you what are the internet services, maybe you provide a little of that. Email. We have to have email to send emails. Chatting and instant messaging all the time. I know. Now we don't use direct calling or a voice to call direct. We send text message or we send a voice message. News groups, Telnet, file transfer protocol, how we do transfer, World Wide Web, VoIP also. How we can now you can call through internet VoIP. It is a much more cheaper than a normal telecommunication company. Digital voice communication using IP or packet switching. This is in VoIP. VoIP. The VoIP. For example, when I call Yemen, I don't use direct telecom. Why? Because it's very expensive, 1 ringgit plus. I use a VoIP. Why? It is almost 30 cents, like that, in Yemen. But some countries, it is just 5 cents. Malaysian ringgit. 5 cents of ringgit. Me, when I call to Yemen, it cost me like 30 cents, less than half ringgit. That's why internet become widely used. But companies or telecommunication companies have to take care of that because no one will use their service. They have to improve their service also. Client-server computing, many times we told you this figure. Figure is very important. How we connect to internet? We connect to internet through a computer or through a smartphone or any device, right? This connectivity to internet, we connect through service provider. How we connect to database? We are connected to internet. How we connect to other database? To connect to internet, we have internet service provider, and internet service provider, through their servers, we connect to internet. Okay, this is the first step. From here, from internet to database here, or back-end system here, database, what we have to do? We have to connect to them, but through a server, application server, database server, all of that. So this is a client-server computing on internet. We cannot just connect direct. We connect to internet, okay, we know, through a server of that company, of that internet provider. But when we connect to other company, we have to connect through the server, HTTP server, and or web server, application server of that company, database server of them to their database. What other things or services? Unified communication. What is that? Unified communication is a communication system that integrates voice, data, emails, and conferencing. I am planning to do a research about how we do conferencing, unified conferencing communications. Means how we can attend conferences. We use different applications. Zoom, WebEx, and a different part of different type of applications. Why we have to develop protocol that can help us to communicate from Zoom to WebEx to any other any other systems. It is easy to integrate or to communicate, right? We use a protocol. It is this kind of system is a very huge investment. So virtual private network, also VPN, it is for high security. When we send the message, should be wrapped, cannot be hacked. What is a VPN? This one, or virtual private network, VPN, virtual private network. This is a type of communication. When we send through internet or we send a voice, we have to use VPN. So no one can see what we have. It is a secure and encrypted private network run over internet, PPTP, tunnel or tunnel. You see, we send we send the message, rapid message with high security. VoIP, how we send the VoIP, it look like that. We see, how are you? For example, we send the text message, we send the voice message, we send how it look like, how it is changed and received there. How are you? How you see that, and how others will receive and they can reply to you. How it look like through VoIP and internet, and how we send. You see this one? Switches different part of the message could be sent. And when you receive, you see, you receive is different. You send, this is could be received here. So you arrange back to understand the message. This is how we can communicate. There's more details about that. We need you to understand, to know what is the VoIP, what is the VPN, and I think you know VPN that some countries they cannot use open WhatsApp. They use VPN to go and log in there. Now, what is the web? For sure, we know what is the web. We cannot connect to internet unless we have website. How we can build website? We build website through HTML. Okay, HTML. That's how we can build a website. How we can connect? We have domain name. We have hypertext transfer protocol that can help our hypertext HTTP when we write www. Uniform resource locator URL. So the text, the web page that we have, we build the web page. We have to set HTTP or URL for that, or domain name. So each web developed by hypertext markup language, HTML, to build a web. How we design our web page like that? How we give address for our web page, URL. What is the web server? Web server means we cannot connect or we cannot publish our page unless we register under one web server. So anyone would like to log into our page, you have to go through the web server. Cannot go direct to that page. Should be that page in that server or web server. Keep it there. Based on a protocol. Other visitors, they can visit through a web server to arrange or to record that page. So the web server is a software for locating and managing the web pages. That mission or the purpose of the web page. How we search information in the web page. How we can search for information. Sure, we use Google. Google is a search engine. So we search information through a Google. Okay, this one is a search engine. Also, we search information through mobile search. Other than that, semantic search, social search, not just a search engine in Google. We can use in the social, we can use in the mobile, semantic search, visual search, and a visual web. Please, for example, when we do tagging or Pinterest. This is the part how to search information. How to search information is very important for companies, can allow them and explain to them how to find and where to find the proper information for their partners. We would like to know how we can search information, to understand that where we can find a related information or related data that can help us when we do or we make a decision. Searching for information in the web, also intelligent agent shopping pods that can help to do a shopping, to do a marketing. Search engine marketing is very important, that can help to understand what is the product that you would like to buy or that you can sell. Search engine optimization is very important. How we make our page or web page more famous. Search engine optimization techniques that can help our web page to appear very many times. So when you just key in a part of our web page, it will appear to you the full name, so you can select that easily. Search engine algorithms, that how they enable the part of how we develop algorithms that can enable to search information easily and in comprehensive way. Hey, how we search information? We know that we go through search engine, we go through web, we go social media, or we go tagging or something like that. But in general, we would like to understand what is the most dominant or the part or the search engine that we search for information. We know that Google is the most dominant part, or the huge one, or the most search engine we use to search about anything. How Google work? Google work when you search. The process of searching is very fast. Could be take a seconds or a microseconds to appear to you. It depends on the speed. Depends on the speed. How you search something, How you key in a part of the name, it will appear to you. How to choose, and how long does it take? How microseconds will be taken for full addresses to appear to you. Web 2. What is the Web 2? What is the Web 3? Web 2, it is something. Web 2 is something that make more interactive communication and make in real-time user control and social participation or sharing at the same time user-generated content. Why Web 2 is very important? Can help managers, directors to gather information and help marketers to have a direct or interactive communication. That Web 2 is featured with a very important features that can help businesses today. So Web 2 is a second generation service from the web that's enabling collaboration, sharing information, and creating a new service online. Web 2, like a blogs. Okay. I will stop here. I will stop here. Okay. So any question? Any question?
No, Doctor.
No question. So we will stop here and talking about Web 2. Web 2 that is a new features here in the Web 2 that can help. Yes, that can help to for companies to search for information, to interact with their customers, and to do a lot of things. Now, any question? Any question you'd like to ask? What about, yes, what is about your group assignment? Group assignment. Any question about your group assignment? No question. Okay. In this way, let me share with you. Yes.
Doctor.
Yes.
I just want to ask about the format of assignment.
The format of assignment?
Yes.
Individual assignment.
Yes.
I told you you have to write in the 3 categories. You have to sell one product, right?
Yes.
And you have to report that in a 4. You follow the instructions in the individual assignment. You have to report in, for example, in 4 sections how you manage to sell that product. Format is there. You write easily. You write it easily. I will share with you the example. I will try to find the example that can help you to write your individual assignment. But I need you first to sell and to follow the instructions. The instructions is clear. You have to report the 4 things. For sure, you have to write introduction and to introduce the product and the social media that you use. Then you state the things. At the end, you have to write a conclusion. It is easy. So you follow instructions. You have 4 things you have to report, and you have to add an introduction and conclusion. Introduction to introduce the product you would like to sell, the social media you are using. The 4 sections that is stated in the group assignment, you put them in paragraph. Each section in 1 paragraph or 2 paragraphs to explain what you did, how you deal with that. Write that only. In that way only. So 7 students have to scan now. Okay. Scan, please. Now it is your time to scan your attendance.